Hey guys, welcome to LTSL with yours truly, Diabetic Empath. If you haven't seen the first video, I highly recommend watching it. Today's video is called Looking Within. But before we get to the content or the main chunk of today's video, I just wanted to do a recap on the first video last week. That's why I said if you haven't seen this one, recommend watching that one because the recap won't make sense. The rest of the video should. So, recap, challenges. I gave you guys a couple challenges. If you did them, awesome. If not, I recommend trying them out. I'm here doing them with you. The first one was to do affirmations every morning or whenever you wake up, to look into the mirror before you start your day or as you're getting your day started, and to do your own affirmation, or the one I recommended. You are beautiful, you are strong, and you are here. That was the affirmation I gave you guys if you didn't have one you wanted to use of your own. So this is the first week I've been doing it as well. I haven't really done affirmations before. I think I disclosed that earlier, but in the last video. This week I did them. There's a couple times I almost forgot. But I was thinking about it. The affirmations aren't necessarily something that you have to do in the morning. Like, if you forget, it's not like, oh no, it's the end of the world, or I can't do them. You can do them whenever throughout your day. Especially, I recommend doing them most when you are starting to have moments of self-doubt and losing the courage you have in yourself. Those are the moments you want and need them the most, because like I said, it only takes one negative comment to last a long time. In the same way with positive comments, the more you build yourself up, the harder it'll be to tear yourself down. So I had my own couple struggles, but I plan to keep doing that. It wasn't like a week thing, and I highly recommend it if you're doing it, or if you're thinking about doing it, to just incorporate it into your everyday life. It's the first step to building a routine if you don't have one. The second challenge was to jot down some stuff that re-energizes you or relaxes you, stuff that decreases your burnout. And we admitted that some of that stuff you can't necessarily do because of seasons, timing, whatever. So the one that I chose to do at least once a week, I did a couple more times this week, but then there were a couple times I didn't do it. But at least once a week. The one I did for myself was meditating, and I found that extremely relaxful. It helped me, re-energized me, helped clear my thoughts is what it really did. Allow me to organize and come up with some content here for you guys and for myself to use, because like I said, I'm on this journey just as much as you guys are on self-love. So those were the two challenges that I kind of gave you guys that I'm upholding and doing myself. I plan on continuing doing them, so I'm gonna do them this next week too. And I'd like to tell you guys how it affected me, and I'd love to hear from you guys, whether you put in the comments or whatnot, about how it affected you, things you noticed that worked, things you noticed that didn't work. That way others can hear as well, and maybe I'll help them too. Who knows? So like I said, it only really takes one negative comment. And early on, right after like I did my video, this is gonna sound really kind of cheesy and a bit of a stretch, guys, but I slept wrong and my neck hurt, and it made me realize my neck hurt for like 3 days. But the thing about that was, it only took a couple hours, a little bit of time for me to sleep wrong and for myself, my body to be in pain that lasted 3 or so days. I mean, That's just like those negative comments that you let in, or people continuously tell you. It only takes one or so for one moment. That's all it takes. One moment, guys, and if you're not careful, it can last a lot longer. But also to fix my pain, my neck pain, because that's why I slept wrong on my neck. I had to sleep right, or I had to position my neck so then the next 3 days as I slept, it decreased and it was back to healing. But it kind of hurt, to put it in the right spot, to sleep the right way, to fix the one night, the 3 hour, 4 hours of sleeping wrong. And that's much like the healing process. With those negative comments, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. But it's going to take the work. You're going to need to put the work in for yourself. Even if it hurts, it's for the good. You got to remind yourself that. And little by little, you'll notice the difference. Like little by little, I noticed my neck not hurting nearly as much when I turned it the way to my left. So yeah, those negative comments really have huge impacts. And a lot of them are ones we allow to reside within ourselves, ones we blame ourselves for, our past, what we hold on to, whether it be growing up, you're told the same thing over and over again, that you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed to be this way. And every time you had that little moment that you did that you weren't supposed to do, you had then remembered those thoughts that people had told you, and you stopped that. You shut yourself off from that. And it's about learning to find a balance. I mean, everything is good and bad depending on the portions you take them in, and learning to control that through yourself and not through what others tell you, and seeing within yourself. You guys probably have a lot of past trauma of any sort, or just reinforcement of things that have led you not to care for your own self, to be able to love yourself, but only just giving to others because you were told that to give to yourself or to be selfish wasn't right or wrong. We always give to others. We don't give to ourselves. But sometimes we need to be selfish. We need to take care of ourselves to prolong our own life. That way, instead of helping one or so person for a tiny moment, we can help them pass that moment and more to make sure that moment doesn't happen again. It's about seeing the long haul, not the immediate in front of us, opening our vision to see that. And that starts with yourself. You gotta open to see yourself and look at your past, and forgive yourself. Easier said than done. I've done some self-reflection, and the first step is just kind of opening yourself to your past and kind of acknowledging it. Not saying it was right, not saying it was wrong, not saying it was bad, not saying it was good, but just kind of looking at it and being like, this happened. And just, that's it. And then the next step is to open yourself to how it impacted you for better and for worse. And then accepting that. And then eventually, once you can accept that all, you can let it go and you'll be able to forgive yourself. So just moving forward to that is a huge step. And the first step is just opening yourself to that, to your past, to what it was, to what it may be, to your thoughts, seeing within yourself. Some might even just call it self-control. To such an extent, it is. That brings me to my one and only challenge for you guys this week, besides the continuous challenge, because the challenges that I give you guys aren't a one and done thing, because as you know, with time and continuously doing it, it will create a greater impact on yourself. And that challenge is the I don't know if this is written somewhere in a book somewhere or out there, or if it's already a thing. But if it is, that's awesome. And I just wanted to share it with you guys. If it's not, well, here it is anyways. I call it 30-second meditation. And all it really is if you can do it anytime, anywhere, especially if you're in the heat of something and you're starting to feel your emotions rise, or if you're starting to feel like you're not good enough, to stop, take a deep breath in and out, and ask yourself how you're doing, how are you feeling. I don't mean like that greetings when you give somebody how are you and they say good, you and you say good, like that doesn't, it's just a small interaction to pass time and to acknowledge each other. But I mean to really ask yourself how you're feeling, and whether it be like, well, I'm kind of feeling irritated about, well, I'm just feeling irritated, and asking yourself why do I feel irritated, and looking deeper at that and going, well, I feel irritated because so and so said this to me, and that kind of, that hurt. And then just simply reflecting upon yourself, going, well, why did that hurt? Why did such a small comment hurt? And breaking it down for yourself to acknowledge and understand that that might not have been that person's intentions, and it might have actually been their intentions, but reflecting upon yourself and controlling how you react and feel about it is super important. And just to simply acknowledge how you feel. Like, if you feel bad, it's okay to say you feel bad. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's what you do with it, and the first step to being able to do anything with your emotions and feelings is to simply acknowledge that they're there instead of pushing and hiding them away. This isn't going to be that long of a video, guys. This is just kind of what I've got for you. So I'm probably going to wrap it up here, but one of the huge things that goes with the meditation challenge that I'm giving you guys, 30-second meditation. Try it once a week. Try it whenever you need it. Whether you're like starting to be like, oh God, or not believing yourself, or someone's making you upset, or even if you're feeling happy, just like, why am I suddenly just so happy? And just attempting it. I wanted to leave with you, listen to yourself and not to others. Focusing in on your inner self, your inner voice, your inner image. This is all this is really about. And to just acknowledge that it's there is a huge step. What you do next with that is 100% up to you guys. And I'm making these videos not just for you guys, but hold myself accountable. Because I said I would, and I mean it, and I really want to take steps forward to learning to self-love, because that's a journey we are all on. So before I go, just so you guys know, you live in your own domain. Thanks.
Better back down, you're in my domain.